Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be going through a lot that I just purchased off of Facebook Marketplace today. Excited to dig into it and see what we got in there. All right, first up we have this Shadows of the Empire. This is kind of expanded universe stuff. This is Chewbacca in Bounty Hunter disguise. These retail for I have another one of these to list pretty soon. They don't go for a ton. I'm seeing some damage right here. Just some creases in it, some age on it, but otherwise it's still a pretty cool looking figure. All right, another Shadows of the Empire figure. This is Dash Rendar with heavy weapons pack. This one's about the same condition, kind of messed up card, however, and crunched plastic right here. However, it's not looking too bad. I mean, seen worse. It's better than loose, of course. And each of these will probably go for, probably $5 online or something. All right, the legendary Luke Skywalker, Shadows of the Empire. He's in a red suit. Same condition as the others, bins and stuff. However, this foil is pretty cool. And he looks pretty cool. It's the first time seeing this one in person. You see, originally it was $4.99 from Puzzle Zoo. Again, probably only $7, something like that. But maybe because it's Luke Skywalker, maybe a little bit more. Super, super buff Lando Calrissian. This is still the power of the Force. Now we've moved on. Those were the only, I believe, expanded universe figures of that set. Now we're just moving into original trilogy the power of the Force figures. So yeah, look how ripped he is. Didn't look like that in the movie, but cool that they made his figure like that. I'm sure he was pretty stoked. Aside from this part right here, it's really not in that bad of a condition. Well, I take that back. Crunchy bubble here, but still not too bad. All right, we have one that is a lot of people's favorite. However, he is pretty common. Same issue with the bubble right here. But this is the Mighty Chewbacca. He comes with a bowcaster. You can kind of see behind him. This heavy rifle as well, heavy blaster rifle. And yeah, here's the back. Card looks pretty good on this one. It's just that bubble. The bubbles got kind of crunched. All right, we have Luke Skywalker. This is Farm Boy Luke, as he's likes to be nicknamed. Also super buff. The bubble on this one's in good condition. There's a little bit of a bend, but other than that, oh, okay, I feel a little bit of something right here on the tag. You can kind of see that, but otherwise, he's probably the best shaped one so far. We have Boba Fett. Same general condition as the others. Crunched bubble, plastic area, card damage and such. So like the rest, this probably go $5 or $6 online. All right, we have the plain Stormtrooper. There's several versions of this in the Power of the Force line. But yeah, this is just the plain one. He's got 2 rifles with him. His blaster and heavy blaster. Same condition, crunched and thin areas. $4, $5, $6 online, something like that. All right, we have the Empire Strikes Back Han Solo in Hoth gear. All of the bubble feels pretty good. It's not coming apart from the cardboard or anything. Just some general cardboard dings around the edges. Other than that, yeah, I think this one maybe is tied with the other one. Somebody had them at $35. They did not get that price. I guarantee it. All right, we have Luke Skywalker in Stormtrooper disguise. Good bubble. A little, could use a little Goo Gone, but the card isn't in the best shape at all. But yeah, here's another one. Pretty cool. We have Lando Calrissian as the skiff guard. In the 6-inch line, this one is what we call a peg warmer, even though uh, he's a cool character, I think. I've always liked Lando in the movies. But yeah, they just don't sell well. I have one. I actually have him as well, loose. And yeah, cool to get one in the original packaging, unopened. However, that packaging is not the best condition. All right, we have the AT-ST driver. I'm pretty sure that was the chicken walkers, the ones with the 2 legs. The AT-AT is the big dinosaur looking one with 4 legs on the snow planet. So I think this is the chicken walker on the Forest Moon Indoor. Pretty good condition. Somebody had them listed for $8.96. Yeah, not too bad condition. All right, we have the Hoth Rebel Soldier. A little bit of foil on this right here. Pretty cool. Packaging seems to be in pretty good shape. He has a beard and looks like he should be riding the Tauntaun. General small retail bins, some cardboard issues, but otherwise pretty good shape. All right, we have the Snow Trooper. The Snow Trooper is one of my favorites, along with the Scout Troopers on Indoor. And I don't know, they just look kind of menacing. I always thought they looked cool. He's got the foil card. And he's got some general issues, as with all of these have so far. They always look so much better in the pictures on Marketplace. But I'm still okay with everything so far. This isn't as crunched as some of the rest, but it does have a little bit of damage, but it's still attached to the card, and that's a big thing. Still unopened. We have C-3PO. This one actually is pretty cool. Just the gold on them, and you can see even inside there. These are from like 1997, I believe, 1996, 1997, and the gold is flaking off of him just from age, not anything else. $10 from somebody else, but he is in okay, a little crease right here, but he's in pretty good shape. C-3PO. We have A New Hope Han Solo with his vest. We have his blaster gun and another heavy assault rifle. The packaging crunched just a little bit. Outside cardboard's a little messed up. This one's pretty common as well, but always cool to see a Han Solo. All right, here's one that's a little bit more rare. Yoda. This is with the book bag from Empire Strikes Back that he's on Luke's back. There's some cool Black Series versions of these as well. Some creases and everything else. However, I would say just the fact that he's Yoda, he's probably going to be maybe $8, $10 maybe. This is one I haven't seen in person before, at least not held in my hands. Might have been at a shop and seen them, but R2D2. Now, what's crazy is the dome on top of his head, which is typically just real silver. This one has a patina almost, just from, like I said, from the age, same as the C-3PO. This one's got, it's not punctured, some damage right here. Cardboard's in the same shape as a lot of the rest of them. Yeah, very cool. R2D2. All right. Luke Skywalker, as seen going into Jabba's palace. This is from Return of the Jedi, with lightsaber and removable cloak. So this cloak actually comes off. Not really any damage, maybe just a tiny, tiny bit on the plastic. The cardboard is in okay shape, but yeah, still the same issues as before. As seen in A New Hope at the Cantina Bar, Ponda Baba. Poor dude gets his arm cut off. It'd be cool if this one had a removable arm, the forearm down or something, but it does not. Overall, though, I'm seeing pretty minimal creasing. There's some corner damage, but the plastic seems to be in good shape. Nice foil on this one, too. All right, at one point, this was one of my most expensive Black Series figures, the 40th edition of this in 6-inch. It's gone down in value some, which so is a lot of that line. However, this is Luke in the X-Wing pilot fighter gear with lightsaber and blaster pistol. So pretty cool one. There's definitely some damage on the cardboard here. Corners, not the best. A little crunched on the box, on the plastic right here. However, cool figure. Check them out. No foil on this one or anything. All right, so this is the first of this type of the Power of the Force figure that we've seen. It comes with this little see-through kind of like film scene thing. I don't know. You can kind of see it. You see Han and Leia on Endor. But yeah, some of them come with these, and I've seen just these sell online, little bundles of them. I haven't researched too much to know which ones are the good ones, but to find new in package with that, like 99% good plastic and pretty fair condition cardboard. No real creases or anything, just the corners. Yeah, this one's pretty cool. All right, so we have another one. This one appears to be when they're capturing the rebels outside the shield generator. This is Rebel Indoor Soldier with survival backpack and blaster rifle. Appears to be pretty good condition. A little bit down here, a little bit of warping, but not too bad. Again, same as the last one. We don't really have any creasing on this one, just some edge issues, but really not even that much. This one's probably in one of the better shapes, but the plastic, which is interesting. Some of the rest, you can see that against that white. This is yellowed a good bit, so it kind of shows you the age of it. All right, a little bit of foil on this one. The Weequay Skiff Guard. All right, he's from the Skiff. A little bit of foil on that. Cool looking figure from Return of the Jedi. Should just almost disclaimer all of these. They all have some kind of corner damage, which they've probably been moved around a lot. This came out of somebody's storage unit. And yeah, but luckily the plastic bubble is in pretty good shape. All right, we have Old Ben, Obi-Wan Kenobi, as seen in A New Hope. Super crunched right here. But yeah, and I don't really think he's exceptionally rare either. But all of these, I'm just kind of averaging, we'll say probably about $5 a pop. If you wanted to move them quick, you could definitely get more per if you want to go into it, research them real good, find what's been selling, what prices, but probably average of about $5-6 per. All right, we have a TIE fighter pilot. Comes with this crazy looking blaster, Imperial blaster, pistol, and rifle. So yeah, I didn't hardly even see that, but you can see a little bit better right there in his right hand. Yeah, these guys are pretty sick too. I have one of these full scale masks as well. Yeah, not the best, definitely crunched. Cardboard corner. Most of them it's just this bottom corner right here. This one actually both, but a lot of them has been this corner down here. But crunched bubble, couple bucks. All right, this is one I don't have in my personal collection. This is Hammerhead. I'm not even sure how to say that, so I'm not going to try to, but this type of alien is pretty cool. Crunched, creased, corner. However, still a very cool piece. All right, we have the legendary Darth Vader. Again, not too uncommon. You see these around a lot. Look how insanely long that lightsaber is. It's almost like the whole height of them. And he's pretty buff. He was kind of buff in the movie, but I mean, I think Lando has got him beat. What do y'all think? Maybe the deal shouldn't have been renegotiated or altered. Plastic on this one feels pretty good. Not really any major creasing, just the corners. Darth Vader. We have the 2-1B medic droid from Empire Strikes Back. Plastic feels pretty good. These guys always kind of look pretty creepy to me, even though they're definitely on the rebel side in the movie. They still look pretty creepy. General card back issues, but plastic is looking pretty good on this one. All right, we have a Rebel Fleet Trooper. Pretty sure this is from Return of the Jedi. Excuse me. A little crunched. Not awful. Definitely not as bad as some of the others. Foil right here. I don't know why some of them have it and some of them don't, but it looks cool on the ones it does. Little tear. Yeah. All right. As seen in A New Hope, the Sand Trooper with the shoulder pauldron. He's got his backpack, and this long rifle with the foil. Tiny bit. This one's almost, you can kind of see it in the light. It's almost coming to done there, but it's not all the way there yet. So technically still sealed. Corner issues. But otherwise, pretty good looking figure. We have Nine Numb, and he is from Return of the Jedi. He co-pilots the Millennium Falcon with Lando Calrissian. He was a playable character in Battlefront 1. I don't think, yeah, he's definitely not in Battlefront 2, at least the newer releases. I'd say this is probably about 99%, definitely a little dusty. The card isn't the worst today. It's honestly not too bad. Just this little corner right here and a little bit down here on the bottom edges. All right, we saved the best for last. This is the last one of this particular type of product in this lot. This is Princess Leia Organa, Jabba's prisoner. Slave Leia, as a lot of people have dubbed her. Let's get a good look. No foil. They wanted that picture clear. R.I.P. to Carrie Fisher. Pretty good condition. Again, not incredibly rare. However, I have seen these go for 10 or 11 bucks, probably in a little bit better condition. So we'll just say $9 maybe right here. All right, so we're going to move on to part two. This is going to be a short one, and then we'll move into some of the larger items. We're going to be going through some loose figures now. I promise it's not all 3.75-inch action figures. There is a lot of other good stuff in here, but we're going to dig through these first. All right, so these are just in Ziploc bags. I'm not going to know exactly which trooper a lot of these are, but I'll probably know which movie they're supposed to be from. All right, looks like, I'm not sure, that's kind of weird that this trooper has a beard. He doesn't look like the typical trooper that we're used to. I'm not exactly sure what line this is. The knees bend, unlike that last line. The feet bend a little bit, elbows and everything else. So this could be more of a Black Series, closer to a current era figure, or it could be a, let's see if there's a date. 2005 is the date on this guy. So these actually are probably worth as much as any one of those are, just in my experience seeing these online. Anything from that 2005 era, prequel era, that's still around, goes for better than most of those 1997 Power of the Force. All right, so maybe the same line. Bunch of yellowing. It doesn't look like he just came that way, but bunch of yellowing on this one. Trying to look for a date. 2004. However, this is original trilogy Stormtrooper. I think this guy is episode 2, I'm pretty sure, maybe 3. He looks like one of the guys on Kashyyyk. So I'm thinking maybe 3. The year on it, 2005. All right, so we got 3 more. And that last pack came with this blasters as well. This one's got a Mandalorian insignia on it. This is a episode 3 clone. Sorry, was that a frame there? Yeah, Mandalorian on his chest. Third generation, I guess. Second generation clone. Don't roast me in the comments about that. And speaking of, it's dry here. I've been working all day. Don't roast me too hard on my hands here. This is from 2005. A little bit of yellowing. The rest of this is mostly like a blue-gray. This is an episode 2 clone. This pauldron is removable. 2003. Pretty cool. I'm going to get my hand out of the way so you can see it better. All right, we got another one. Episode 2. All these have a little bit of yellowing. 2004. And I don't really know if I want to take those out, but you can see they have their blasters. All right, a couple more bags of these 3-packs. Episode 2, Clone Trooper in blue and faded white. This turned yellow. Hard to see the year on that, but I think that says 2002. Pretty cool. I've got a red version of that one. I don't know the rank structure and color structure and all that stuff, but episode 2 clone. All right, and then the final one from that pack. Just a basic grunt soldier. His knees move. However, what I am seeing, and I didn't notice it until I was just messing with it, these elbows don't bend. So he's just designed just kind of to hold the gun, but you can still pose his legs pretty good. Rotate stuff. So yeah, different articulation. His feet, his ankles still work good. Head, torso is locked, but hips work, knees work, ankles work, shoulders work, head works, but no elbows. His gun's in the bag too. All right, couple more troopers. Episode 2, another blue one. Does his elbows work? Yes, so his elbows work. Different line, I guess. LFL Toys. This is from 2009, so a little bit later than some of those other ones were 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. We have this guy, pretty cool paint job on his helmet. You guys can see that pretty well. Oh man, I should be definitely getting way closer to this camera for y'all. Come with their weapons as well. 3 weapons in the bag, at least I hope that's their weapons. Then we have this guy. Got a really cool camouflage pattern on him. This is like the early Scout Trooper, it looks like. I love the Scout Troopers. Yeah, so let's see the date on them. 2009. So those 3. As you can see, long blaster. One more of these 3, and then one loose one. So it's like a mixed bag actually. This, he's holding it kind of weird. Elbows work on this guy. Another clone, got the muddy boots. That's pretty cool. Nice touch, nice touch. It says 2008. And then let's see if his hands rotate. Yep, they do. So this one is like some of those others. It's all articulate. I'm not sure what kind of trooper this is. I don't think he's a pilot, even though he's got the breather tube because his feet are muddy, but not too sure. 2008, I think is what I just said. All right, we got another one with some breather tubes. Looks like a, what is that, a jetpack right there or something? No, wouldn't be just on one leg, would it? On his arms. Probably just like a concept one or something. He also has the breather tubes. Maybe he is a pilot. This one is from 2008. And then, this guy, he's from the first thing and maybe the only thing, sorry for the camera shake there, is this First Order Trooper, the Red Pauldron. I wonder what the date on this guy is. So I can't actually find a date on him. I'll have to look later on with something closer, do a Google image search of him or something, but he is, it says Hasbro on him somewhere, I just didn't see the date. First Order Trooper, first and only sequel trilogy character that I've seen so far. Then we have this loose one. I don't think this is a Power of the Force. I think this is potentially a Black Series one. He does have his lightsaber. This actually looks way better than the Power of the Force lightsaber. That one is just black and it's super extremely long. This one's a little bit more appropriate to his size. Something that makes me think that this is Black Series. It's a dark figure, so let me try to get him right. Is that little chain you can see? It's not just like plastic. It's almost like some kind of like Christmas decoration type material. The cloth on him also makes me think that he is from the Black Series line. Pretty articulate. Everything rotates. Almost the ankles rotate, but just kind of left and right. And let's see if we can find a date on him. This says 2005. So yeah, I don't know what line this could be. If it's a 2005, I'll have to look that up. But he does remind me of the Black Series line a little bit more. All right, so this probably should have been in part one. It's open. It comes with this little pog. I got some of these in the last lot that I bought. But Han Solo with removable helmet. This is Power of the Force. He said it was some kind of Melloway one. There is one that I know of from my last lot. This the Ghost Ben, but this one I wasn't sure it was a Melloway because I think I have him on a card or something somewhere else. Comes with blaster as well, so removable helmet on. All right, welcome back everybody. We're in part 3 now. This is where it's moving away from those small action figures and we're going to move into some of the bigger ticket items and some random stuff as well. All right, the first thing we have for PC, I don't think this is probably going to go for very much, but Star Wars Battlefront 2, one of the most legendary games of all time. Now let's see what, let me open it up so you guys can see it with me. Okay, still got the original manual. Let's take a look at that together. I never had this on PC or anything. I never had like a PC growing up. I do remember playing it on console a little bit. I love the new ones, Darth Maul. Just gonna thumb through it real quick. It's like Jango Fett. Let's see what that looks like. Looks like Luke. Boba. So this has got multi-era heroes maybe in it. Like I said, I have this on console. I don't think I ever really got to play it in its heyday when it was online and everything. Which I think there is still like a community that's really, really big into this stuff. So that was a manual. We got the box for it. $3.99 at the Goodwill. Ooh, this has got multiple discs in it. Well, let's see what we got. We have disc 1, CD-ROM, disc 2, disc 3, disc 4. So maybe there's different eras. I don't know. Obi-Wan, Vader. Yeah, pretty cool. So I'm going to put this back together. Then we'll move on to the next item. Like I said, though, I don't know exactly how much this goes for. Because who really even has a PC that could probably play this anymore? Maybe it works just fine. I just don't know any better. But cool that everything is with it. All 4 discs. And that's a throwback. Let's see the year. See if we can find a year on it. You need at least Windows 2000. Yeah, so I'm seeing 2004, 2005. Get that up close to you. Yep. Cool. Battlefront 2. Next we have some VHSs. VHS tapes. Return of the Jedi. And these definitely I don't think go for much. However, I do want to find the year on it that this might have came out. I think this is a 1992 copy. So I have to look up and see. Some of the ones, I was watching a video recently specifically talking about VHSs of the original trilogy, and certain ones before the special effects and everything took place. Those are worth a lot more. So we got one of the greats, Empire Strikes Back. All right, let's check the tape. Appears to be in pretty good condition. And then let's see. Again, this is a 1992 release. And then we have the original Star Wars. This is actually specifically the one that she was holding up in the video. So like I said, I'm going to double check all these, see if I'm holding anything special. Love that original concept art. I have a poster of that. All right, now let's check. 1992. Let's put them in order for you guys right quick. There you go. All right, we're down to our final 4 items. I have another box set. I have the gold one. I had that one growing up as well. We're going to try to see what the year on this release is, if there is one. Proof of purchase, Star Wars trilogy. Somebody got this from the Goodwill for $1.99. Now let's see if I can find a year on it right quick. All right, before that, I'm pretty sure I just saw 1995, so a little bit later. I'd like to read this potentially, or you know what? I'll let you guys read it. All right, pause that if you want to read it. We're going to move on. So we have the original Star Wars, different cover arts on these. The 1995 release, just entirely different boxes. All of them come out of the bottom. Empire, that's an awesome photo right there for the cover. I like that. Yeah, that is super cool. And then this pic of Yoda reminds me of that shirt in Step Brothers. We got Slave Leia on the back. Look at him. Jabba's prisoner, as the action figure would say. Okay, I'm going to double check these dates. So, yeah, so it looks like all of them are 1995. So the other ones were 1992 releases. This box set is from 1995. And then I also have the gold one. I'd have to see what year that is. That one's pretty cool and in great shape as well. All right, now we're moving into our final three items. We have this Han Solo blaster. Somebody bought it for $15. This is an electronic one, part of the Power of the Force line, the Power of the Force, same as those little action figures. They had big toys too. So I'll let you guys see the box real good. Requires 2 AA batteries. I'm not even going to take this out. This has never even been opened. A little overview of his blaster. All right, and what's on the bottom? Same stuff. So yeah, electronic blaster. I had one of these as a kid too. Same orange and everything. It's going to be hard not to keep that. All right, so we're moving into our last two items. We have Power of the Force electronic X-Wing fighter with attack, action wings, and authentic movie sounds. There's 2 real sounds. The iconic Power of the Force with Darth Vader. This takes, does it say? Let you guys get a little bit closer. Actual product shown on the other side of package. Requires 2 AA batteries. Not included. Figure sold separately. So that Luke, maybe that X-Wing pilot that I have would be a good addition to throw on here. I think I have a loose one. All right, so let's, well, before we do that, this box isn't in great condition. However, it is still the original one. This one's going to be a little bit harder to show you guys. I can't probably stand it up fully. All right. Yeah, this box has seen better days, so I got to be kind of careful as well. And it's going to be upside down for you guys. I might have to put a little bit of tape on this when it is time, but let's take a look. Let's see what we got. I don't know if this is complete. I don't know if this is incomplete. He says it is, but I don't think he was a die-hard, you know, so we'll see. Oh, we're off to a bad start. All right, let's see though. What I'm worried about is that these little turrets, whatever you want to call them, little blasters could be missing. However, good news, I see the first one. Let's just dump it out. How about that? We'll get the box out of the way. Okay. Well, and this is what I was uh, telling him. He was asking me some questions about this kind of stuff when I bought it from him. And I was telling him this is a big thing. A lot of these, when you see them online or anything, oh, they're missing one or three of them or whatever. And this one is missing one, but maybe I could find one of those online for really cheap and get it here and have this guy complete. Let's take a look at it. All right, let's try to show you the bottom. Oh, wow. You guys heard that? Awesome. That's actually maybe electronic or something. Stickers are in okay condition on it. I know this opens up somehow. Let you see inside the cockpit a little bit. Hard to get a good lighting on that for you guys. There we go. But it did make some noise. And then we even have, we're going to be gentle with this because this, like the rest, is probably from 1997 or so. And it can also sit like this. So we have three of these. I'm going to double check the box, but I don't hear anything rattling. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It was stuck in a fold. This is a complete set. Wow. Perfect. This is what kind of makes or breaks them, especially if I'm going to purchase one used or something. I want to know that I have all four of these. It's like the X-Wing without these, you just know it's not an X-Wing. So let's put it together. These just have a little groove, just snap right into place. Just like the others, I'm looking for completion. It's hard to sell stuff, or whatever you want to do with it. You want your stuff to be as complete as possible. This included. I already know the sounds work. I heard it make that noise. I don't know how to. Let's close this for you guys so you can see the X-Wing coming at you. Pretty awesome. And then I'll let you see it. I'm actually going to press this button and it just snaps right back into place. Cool. It's got a little astromech droid on there, a little R2. Yeah, super stoked on that. Wow. These go for about 30, 40 bucks max, usually from what I saw online. Let's take a look at this manual right quick. This is actually more like of a poster than a manual. This is original stuff. Got the side view, front view, rear view, top view. Pretty cool. What's on the back? Now you can order the Star Wars collectibles directly from Zanart Publishing. Okay, this is books, I believe. Let me read this right quick. It says, each Star Wars chrome art print is approximately 8 by 10 and matted to 11 by 14. Each print comes ready to frame. That's the bottom ones. And then this is all blueprints. Okay, there we go. So I'll show you. Different blueprints for different ships from the original trilogy. That's pretty cool. I thought that was an instruction manual. All right, so I'm gonna set this guy aside. I am stoked that that is complete. And I'm gonna try to find a date right quick on this guy too. This was from 1995. I know that's upside down again for you guys, but 1995. Heck yeah, complete. Says the action figure was sold separately, so this is a complete product. All right, and last but not least, the crown jewel of this lot. Let's see if it's all there. This is so large that I can't even get it all in the camera. This is another Power of the Force electronic Millennium Falcon this time. Now, let's see what it says over here. This takes 2 C batteries. And I've watched a lot of videos on old Millennium Falcons and stuff. This is the 1995 version, so even at best, I might get 100, maybe some more, right? But they say they're always missing something. Let's see if we hit the jackpot or if there's something missing. All right, this one's gonna be a little bit harder. I can't show you guys the box quite as much. This angle is a little bit better for the short end. And it appears all the other sides are the same version of this, so you guys ain't missing out on too much. All right, you slide it off to the side. This box is considerably sturdier than the last one. That other one felt like it was falling apart in my hands. This has got like a box. Oh, there we go. There we go. This is almost a box within a box. So, first and foremost, awesome. It stinks that I can't put it together. However, look at that. Look at that. Wow. That is, if I said it was missing parts, I really don't think it is, because this is sealed. There's like some very small tears, but I really doubt that anything slipped out of it. Wow. Oh my gosh. Like I said, guys, this is the first time I'm seeing this as well. I just seen the boxes. I knew it. I was gambling on. I didn't know what the inside looked like. Look at this. Upside down. We're going to flip it. Look at this. Brand new in the packaging with all the parts. What a win. I can't even believe this. Wow. I mean, what a win for the guy. So the guy told me that he buys and sells storage units online. His valuation of this stuff wasn't the same as what I seen. It was a good lot, and I really wanted to calculate it and see if it was a good investment or not, if I can make that money back. I'm not going to say how much or anything. Let me get you guys a little bit straighter on. But I took him down a little bit, a good bit, I guess. But he was very accepting. That's why he was asking me questions about this kind of stuff. If he comes across it again, I gratefully gave him that information. However, yeah, this is really remarkable. So I'm going to get pretty much close to brand new value. Even the box was in really good shape. Like I said, that one was sturdy. It was hard to even get it out of the box. Let's flip it over for you guys. Look at that. Well, I can't think of a better way to end this video than to end with this Millennium Falcon. Oh my goodness. I truly am in shock, if I'm being honest. I was expecting it to be put together. I was hoping that it would have all the parts, the antenna, you know, everything else, the turrets and everything. But like I said, I was literally watching a video last night about Star Wars collectibles after I had sent this guy a message, and somebody was saying, hey, don't pass up on these, but they're always missing a part. And this open box was not open product. So super stoked. Thank you guys for joining in. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us a like, a follow, subscribe, comment. Let us know what your favorite thing in this video might have been. And if you want to see more, let us know. And we appreciate you joining us. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you at the next unboxing. Peace.